no matter who we are, in each one of our lives, there's 7 big transitions. The first one is, quite obviously, birth. And at the point of birth, we pick up a lot of information right then about ourselves, the people around us, and life itself. So the child being born will know how each parent feels about its birth, whether it's wanted or not. It will also pick up on how the doctors and the nurses in the birthing room feel. It will also obviously pick up on the light. In the case of a hospital, the harsh light right at the very beginning. But, the child will also pick up on how loved it is and how wanted it is. It's not bad news. It's just a time of great sensitivity and a time of great imprinting. And we in the West don't really maybe think about this much. I mean, the child is already affected by the thoughts of the mom and both parents actually during the pregnancy, but we're not talking about that so much. We're talking about the stages of once we're here. So between birth and death, then the second stage is around 2, and it's when the ego forms. Now, no matter how happy the family is, the ego is formed, comes in as protection. So, our parents maybe love us very deeply, and we may have the luck to have a very happy family, but, if our mom and dad don't love themselves perfectly, they won't be able to love us perfectly. So basically, they'll be able to love to the extent they love themselves. A self-realized person, or what we call in the West, a self-actualized person, or in Hawaii, they would call a person who's healed completely, they would call this person a companion of God. So self-realized, self-actualized, companion of God person would be 100% loving parent and would so know why we're here on this earth, what we came to heal, and would know exactly what we needed for our purposes in life. But most parents, haven't sat at the feet of masters or done years and years of spiritual training. So they're just maybe trying to get along as best they can. So the ego forms around that. It's the child picks up the emotional climate of the family, what's allowed and what's not, and forms around those things. Now, it's really important to understand that just like very few parents can be perfectly loving, that they're, perhaps we choose our parents, and perhaps we have many lives, and we come in this life with something to figure out. And so we get the imprinting from our families that will best serve us with what we need to explore this life. So, for example, I was studying with a Hawaiian kahuna, and I had body work done. There were about 4 people working on me, and I lost track of whose hands were where. It was just so busy on my body that it freed me up. I left my usual personality, and suddenly I was 3 years old, 2.5, 3, and I was feeling that my parents did not love the real me, and they wanted me to be kind of a facsimile of me, and that in order to survive in my family, I would have to go along with this. And I could feel the heartbreaking grief of this understanding that my parents didn't really love the real me. And I actually had to turn against myself in order to kind of be the person they wished me to be. So when I felt that level of pain, it made me think of all the 2- and 3-year-olds who, smile and have these sunny faces, but there's this really deep stuff going on in them. So